It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I'm really excited to bring you today's beer because I think this is probably Vocation Brewery's, well, it could be Vocation Brewery's beer of the year for me. Now, I've rediscovered Best Bitters over the last, I would say 2022, the year of the adjunct, the year of the adding passion fruit concentrate to beers and making sweet stouts, and I've kind of gone in the opposite direction. I've gone into the more, when I go to the supermarket aisle now, I'm tending to look at more of the bottles, more of the traditional bottled ales than I am the canned craft beer. This is a canned craft beer by Vocation Brewery, but I got a funny feeling this could be one of their first ever beers. This could be one of their staple beers that they have on cask in and around the Leeds area. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. It's called Vocation Special Edition Devil's Leap Best Bitter. I'm super excited about it. It's 4.3% ABV, sent by the wonderful Simon. Thank you, Simon, for the beer. So let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. I reckon Vocation make a terrific Best Bitter. That's why I'm so excited about this. I remember Vocation when they were in their infancy. This is probably the beer that, when they first started, this was the beer that kind of they survived with. This is the beer that they probably went round with their vans, with casks in the back of their vans, and delivered beer to the pubs and the bars of Leeds and Yorkshire. This is probably the beer that kind of held it all together. I'm excited by it because, I mean, I've drank lots of Vocation beer in the last 3-4 years. It's all generally been kind of supermarket stuff. Some of it's been superb. Some of it's been out there and wacky. I mean, let's show you one of the other beers I've got coming on the channel. Right, sorry to step out of camera, but so this is their Best Bitter, which I'm really excited about. I'm quite excited about this one because it's a big kind of stab at celebrations, isn't it? I mean, there's a Maltesers one, there's a Milky Way, there's a Twix, there's a Snickers, and then there's the coconut, the Bounty. So, I mean, so as far as Vocation go, they've chosen that kind of wacky road, if you like, that kind of extreme wacky side of brewing, which I think is brilliant. We'll leave that there. I think it's brilliant because it's out there and darish and people get talking about it on social media. The very point of this beer's existence is to get people to share Vocation's name on Instagram or Facebook. These breweries know exactly what they're doing these days. Which brings me back to this. The Best Bitter, Devil's Leap from Vocation. Lovely 1 to 2 finger, white head, great lacing on the glass. A traditional Best Bitter. It's a little hazy. There's slow moving carbonation. It's a chestnutty kind of amber colour. Let's get the aroma. Yes, and this is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Malty, biscuity, bready. Oh, right up my street. Right up my street. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. What a fantastic Best Bitter from Vocation. They're a quality brewery. Vocation are a quality brewery. They really are. I knew the moment I had this in my hand that this was going to be a really good best bitter, because Vocation brew terrific beers. It's just, there's an opportunity to be had, and brewers sometimes choose to grab that opportunity. If you look at companies like Tiny Rebel, you can look at Vocation now with these kind of bounty Vocation beers. It's almost as if they've become marketing companies now. It's almost as if they're almost depending on people to share these beers on Instagram and Facebook, to share the name of the brewery. It's a fantastic way to advertise your brand. It really is. People are doing it for free. You don't have to have big billboards on the side of pubs anymore, or motorways, or service stations saying Vocation. You don't have to pay for that advertising, do you? All you need to do is to come up with something very clever like this, and then people will talk about it on social media. And that message coming across from your friends is a far better message, it's more likely to kind of hit home with you because you know that person, and then you're likely to share it on than anything that a big billboard on the wall or a television advert, for argument's sake, can do. Massively kind of clever what they're doing. But this is equally as clever. This is equally as good, because it's more kind of my style of beer. 4.3% ABV. Give me 6 cans of this on a Sunday. And I'll be over the moon. It's biscuity, bready, nutty. There's a lovely hop finish on the back end. Like a stinging nettle, bramble hop, kind of lovely rasping bitterness. This is one of the best bitters I've had all year. It really is. It's got a lovely, almost worty aroma to it. Almost kind of like when you go to a city centre and you can smell the brewer brewing the beer in the towns and the cities of the UK. You get that kind of sweet, worty smell in the air. It's almost got that on the kind of nose of this beer. Nicely carbonated. Carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of the flavour. I went through the whole kind of stage of drinking all of these incredibly tasty New England IPAs and imperial stouts and stouts and porters. I still like all of these beers, but as I've matured as a beer reviewer, I've really learned to love the best bitter style or the premium ale style of beer even more than I did before. Because when I'm not reviewing beer on YouTube, I'm generally drinking beers like this. And I don't mind being honest with that. I really don't mind being honest with that. I would more than happily buy 6 cans of that. Sit in the garden with my little music thing going on, Sunday afternoon, drinking, happy, enjoying the sunshine, few decently kind of nicely strength ABV beers for me. I like 4.3% ABV. 4.3% ABV works for me. I can session it, I can drink lots of it, and I'm not going to fall all over the garden. Beautiful, textured, layered, malty, biscuity, slightly sweet, bitter beer. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to see too much more of this from Vocation. They probably, for me, they seem to have kind of heading into the direction of brewing these kind of marketing-led beers, which, hey-ho, that's the decision that they want to go down. It's probably helping them kind of grow as a brewery, fair play. There's 100, there's 1,000, there's 10,000 breweries in the UK producing best bitters, and you've probably never heard of them. Here's another one. Now, I've been reviewing beer for 12 years, and I've never heard of the Marlow Brewery. They've been established since 1993. That's like 29 years? Something like that, 27, 29 years. A lot longer than I've been reviewing beer on YouTube. But I've never heard of them. And this is the thing. They make this Rebellion Red, this kind of dark chestnutty best bitter. It probably tastes absolutely wonderful. But that's the difference, I suppose, from companies like Vocation and companies like the Marlow Brewery. They don't really know how to market themselves, whereas Vocation do. But my message is I would much prefer to drink beers like this and beers like this over this new wave of sweet, passion fruity, concentrated beers that seem to be swamping the market in 2022. Rating for Devil's Leap Best Bitter. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!